И всем привет, с вами я, Рок, и сегодня будем продолжать играть Genshin Impact на PlayStation 5. Стрим, наверное, сегодня коротковат будет, так что не серчайте. Вот, у нас вышел Ратаки Ито. Ну, это я, скорее всего, не успею. О, кстати. Да ё-моё. О, акт 1. У всех главы, а у него акт. Ладно. Пройдем быстренько вот тестовый забег. Ему нужно не как будто, а ему жемчужина санга. И оболочка призрака. А мусли слайма. Ема пресс. О, расческа, красава. Кстати, я хотел... О, красавчики на Эль дали. Какое оружие? О, красавы. Ой, возлюбленная юная дева, я так и знал. Я так и знал. Только почему она слабее, чем моя? А, может, потому что таланты. Ой, нахуй я минут 3 минуты сохранил, это минута было. У меня персонаж лучше, чем мой, не могут предложить. Меч Фавони. Кстати, меч Фавони у этой... У Джина заставки. Кодекс Фавони. Восстановление энергии. А, и также возлюбленная юная дева. Ему это забудут... Ну, ему мне все равно, что... Ратаки Ито. Да ты это... Я хотел посмотреть... А, глаз бога на месте, ладно. Сколько он сладкий грез. Так, у меня только один вопрос. Почему Ноэль не с ним в этом, в баннере? Хотя Ноэль, в принципе, в прошлом баннере была, так что я не возникаю. Потому что я получил и катсцены, и Эолу. Его мне, в принципе, не нужен. Так, родился 1 июня. Ага. Группа Бандар атаки. Гео, небесный бык. Как выглядит? Как конь. Чего это все? Чего?
Time to clean up. Come on, we can do it.
This moment will be frozen. It's showtime!
Рыба. Ладно. Лук фавония. Ага. Бля, они опять выдали на Эль. А у меня еще при том то, что ранг пробуждения у меня второй, по-моему, или... Да, второй. То есть у меня даже получше будет. Она... Так, и чё? Ладно, посмотрим. Ладно. А, он же лучник. Кстати, стреляет как вы.
Leave it all to me. Submit.
Rally!
О, кстати. Я ж хотел каменного лучника. Думал, хрен ли в игре нет каменного лучника. Так вот он. Хотя я поняла, что это довольно странно. А еще почему он не создает? Вот кристалл.
As a good knight should.
Oh, so sorry.
Your life is mine.
Everyone on me!
Steady as stone. Yep. Time to clean up. Submit.
This moment will be frozen in time. God! Pull in! Rally!
Извини, Коля. Привет. Спокойной ночи, Коля.
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request. Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Две крутки. Можем, если это... Давайте тогда одну сюда. И две сюда. Ладно. О! А, блин. Чё окаю? Я же за мужиков не играю. Ну, синсю, ладно. Хотя мне лучше бы... А, у меня хома всего 8 круток назад было, ладно. Тут тем более бессмысленно крутить. Что тут по допам? Опять поговорить, опять. Побегать. А и вот тут. Ну, ER-то мы набираем еще. Как они меня не увидели? О, костный мозг. Ой, да, блядь, уже заебались. Пройди, блин, в то время как... Не знаю, что, зачем, почему. Но я должен сжать. Чего, электро?
Leave it up to me. I must leave no stone unturned.
Ля, в натуре у меня артефакты, блядь, сильнее дают бонус, чем у них. I missed a spot. И все это время был телепорт.
It's nearly time for afternoon tea.
Let's get down to business.
He-
There's more!
Come a little closer.
How's this?
Hit.
Ooh. Ah. There's more! How's this? To the
You're
fairy.
in for a little shock.
To the fairy. Let's get down to business.
I'll catch up.
My blade.
Here.
To the fairy.
He get up. Hup. Hit. You. Hup.
Going somewhere?
I have some for you too. He. Hup.
You've been a naughty boy.
Finally,
Hup. You. He get.
how's this?
Go and splash. He. Here. Hup. Hup. He.
How's this?
Get. You.
To the fairy.
Leave it all to me. Yeah.
Там был электропул.
I hope the other. Go and splash! Go and splash! Ha, ha, ha!
А статуя 7 архонтов здесь будет целить? Да. О, все чорлов собрали. Бездна не всех. Хотя, наверное, это будут тут вестники. Да блин.
Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up. You seem tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take
store is
sugar?
offering the
1 cube or
latest in
2?
fashion. Come and have a look.
Leave it to me.
My
All of
store
it.
is offering
Whatever
the
it is.
latest in fashion.
What
Come and have a
exactly
look.
is it? I didn't quite catch. Quest. needs assistance. I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I? Or perhaps there's something you... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all... How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So,
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchased and no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not... If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, it seems that most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What's...
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, in hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go...
But we didn't...
Information is... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again. Someone needs assistance.
mountains and unrelenting willpower.
А где алхимический стол? Здесь же был.
What are you doing here all by yourself?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything...
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all, why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. And this sword was I remember once when I was young. I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed before he passed away, and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying... And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission... In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible... Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul. The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but... Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got...
From the way you're dressed, it does... Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple, Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing. He once said that his goal was to become the best, and so, even while training us. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my...
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whisper when she asked him who the people were. He said it looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. But one of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the Shrine Maidens managed to subdue him. so the exorcism can finally the ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up...
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away with it. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted!
How? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the one... And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. I don't care to talk about that time anymore.
О ком ты говоришь? Ей 3000 лет, а по мне не знаю сколько там, миллион, наверное.
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation.
Блядь, они все такие
So the
похожие,
majority of
одинаковые.
Domon
Пипец.
was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his... Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a... I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since... He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword.
Sure sounds like he meant business.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of it. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people? I decided to quietly come and see if it... So you see, I came here not to call... Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back...
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism...
What? You're saying he isn't? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken...
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can get...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a...
Thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case.
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve...
No, that's not what I meant. I just mean this is Lady Yai. Anyway, given that you've traveled all this way just...
Sure! Who knows? Maybe...
Ad Astra...
Thank you for
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Я краем глазом заметил то, что у нас это... Ну и наверное, у нас 10 уровня. Вот щит ее. Дуванчики. Красиво, но я все еще оставлю молитву. Ну и на этом мы будем с вами, наверное, заканчивать. С вами был я, Рока. Всем удачи и всем пока. Пока.
Leave it to me! All of it! Whatever it is! What exactly is it?
На канал подписывайтесь.